video walkthrough on that Thor Freedom Elite. So at the back there is a backup camera, and we'll show you how to use it when we go inside and talk more about it in the cab. You do have a ladder on this. It is a walkable roof. I do recommend going up there every once in a while, checking your roof, checking the sealant, checking the roof material itself. You do have a receiver hooked up for tow. You got a 4-way underneath there and a 7-way up top. It does have a 500-pound towing weight and an 8,000-pound towing capacity. And then, if you are going to tow your car with it, you'll probably need a brake controller in here. So it even says it right here, an auxiliary braking system may be required for control of a towed vehicle behind the motorhome. So if you have like an Invisibrake set up in your car, or you got a car dolly, you would need one if it weighs over 2,000 pounds. Bumper caps come off. Pop those off. That's going to be the perfect spot to store your sewer hose. These are not come with a sewer hose. That's going to have to be a separate purchase. Storage in here. Lots of roomy storage in here. City water connection. This is where you're going to stick your hose in. You run off of city water pressure. You won't need to run your pump or anything like that. Right below that is a black tank flush. You can hook a hose to that. As you're dumping your black tank, turn that hose on, and there's a little nozzle on your black tank. It'll flush it out. Right here, to fill your onboard fresh tank. So if you're going somewhere where you know there's no water, you can fill your fresh tank, and then use your pump to pull from there. When you fill it, watch the progress on the monitoring panel. Don't wait till you hear water squirt out everywhere. Sewer compartment, you got black and gray. Black takes your toilet water, grays everything else. Definitely make sure those valves are all the way closed before you take that cap off. And then I do black tank first. Let that get all the way empty. And then I do gray tank. That way when I pick up the hose to put it into the bumper, I don't have black tank water dripping out all over it. Cable inlet. So if you're going somewhere that provides cable, you can hook it through there. Show cord. This is your show cord. I will actually put it in that compartment there when I'm done. Just twist in here. And then you can even twist this to lock it on, so no one accidentally unplugs it. Got an outdoor shower, pretty self-explanatory. It's got hot and cold back there. Right here is propane. You know it's the propane because it's the only one that doesn't lock. All the way to the left is on, all the way to the right is off. I like to make sure people give these with the propane off. And then you got a gauge right here. It reads 3/4. 3/4 is actually full. There has to be a 25% room for vapor expansion. Sauce for your furnace. Just keep it clean in here. Check it quite regularly. They do make screens for it. They don't recommend you run it with the screen on, but as people do it, you just didn't hear it from me. But as far as storing it, traveling down the road, gonna keep road debris from getting in there. It's gonna keep insects from building webs in there and nests and whatnot. Water heater. Super simple. Got a chain so it doesn't swing down and get burnt by your door. The only thing you folks have to do when you're ready to use this is put this plug, drain plug, in the hole. 15/16 is the socket size. Get it started by hand, then I use a short extension and a socket with a ratcheting wrench. It's just the easiest way to me. They do make a tool for it. It's more like a regular wrench, and I always scrape my knuckles on it. That's why I like using a ratcheting wrench. Put the plug in. Now as soon as you hook up water to it, whether it be from city or from your pump, it'll automatically start filling. And then as soon as you kick it, then you can kick it on, and you'll be good to go. Now, definitely recommend draining it after every trip, just like I recommend draining your freshwater tank after every trip, because you don't want water to sit for a while and start to get stagnant. Before you take this plug out to drain it, crack your pressure relief. Water's going to squirt out, that's fine. Once it stops, snap it closed, then you can take the plug out. If you neglect to do this, you're going to get a bath, and if you've been running it, you're going to get a hot bath. And then besides that, recommend cleaning in here and in here 4 times a year. I can't get it closed. There you go. Here, storage right here, right there. Compartment to get access to your generator to perform any maintenance, oil checks, air filters changes. You can start and stop it from out of here too. Cab, we'll go more into that when we go on the inside. Do you have a spot for a TV outside? With a sound bar below that. You have power for it right here. Oop, my hands are kind of wet. There you go. You can use these to change your channels, this to volume. A and B. You don't have zones, but it is set up to have zones.
Mixed with household cleaning spray.
Zone B on. I think Zone B actually might be inside. Nope, just Zone A. So it's just outside. Then you have Bluetooth pair, so you can Bluetooth your phone to it. I accidentally turned it off. You can Bluetooth your phone to it. You have USB, that's just for charging, auxiliary in, and then, like I said, volume and skip channels on the radio, and then tracks from your songs. Very simple. Very nice to have a little speaker outside to listen to your own music outside. Right here, more storage. Nice and long, just like the one on the opposing side. You have outdoor outlets. They are GFCI protected. All your GFCIs are in the same circuit. If one's going to trip, they're all trip. I'll show you in the inside how do you reset it. Fridge vent, just keep it clean in here. Clean it quite often. Every once in a while, I do recommend actually taking this off. You just give these a quarter of a turn and cleaning back there, making sure everything's good. More storage here. Plenty of storage over here. More storage over here. I believe this is storage. Could be wrong. Yep. More storage here. And right here, if you have a portable grill that works with these propane quick disconnects, you can hook it up to there. That way you can grill outside, which is nice. Alright, we'll move on to the inside. We'll start a little bit right down here. I'm going to take a seat right here. Got some light switches. One on the left turns on and off your main row of lights. One in the middle turns on and off your awning lights. One on the right does, as you can see, it kind of LED lights under the step. Then you have step light, turns on and off this light here, and then awning. Your awning does not automatically stop when it goes all the way out, and we won't go all the way out in the interest of saving time. When you see the bare metal tube, it's gray, and you see the flap hang down, your awning's all the way open. Actually, you know what? Let's go all the way out. We might as well. They are adjustable. I'll show you how to adjust them in a minute, or a few seconds rather. And if you have your key in the ignition in any source, whether it's on, accessory, or not, your awning won't work. Safety feature. Oh, look how close we are. When you see it like that, you're all the way out. You can adjust it. Grab here, pull it down. See how it raises and lowers. You can go even lower than that. So if it's raining, you can have water pitch off to the corner, or you can adjust both ends if the sun is coming up, it's in your face. If you do have it out in the rain, it starts getting really bad rain, roll the dang thing up. You don't want to risk it. If you roll it in wet, as soon as you get the chance to, roll it back out, let the sun dry it out. As they're doing that, I'll show you a battery disconnect right here. So if you're storing this unit and you have no way to plug it in to charge it, I recommend disconnecting the battery. That's going to keep anything from using your battery when you're away, because there is a few certain things that use it. Radio memory for presets on radios, your LP detector is always using it, stuff like that. If you're going to use your radio in your dash and your screen and whatnot, this needs to be on. Even when you're driving, it needs to be on to work. And then you don't have solar, but you have the panel. It's all set up on the roof. If you wanted to get solar, you let someone know. Schedule out, order the parts and whatnot. But right now, it's just reading the battery voltage. All right, we'll come on into the inside. Starting the cabin. Let me wipe my feet off right here real quick. Just I could see there. Lysol, freshly clean floors. Don't want them for you. All right. Perfect. So we'll start here. This can get slid back. It'll get put here for your sleeping. I like to have it out of the way when I drive because I will hit my head on it getting in and out. And then you have a ladder for it. Your TV just swivels in and out, and then you have all the stuff for it. Your cable inlet for your TV, which has the button for the booster on the other side. So make sure the button is in. It should be a little light. Make sure the light is on. That's your booster for your antenna. If you're using cable, just turn it off. And then it does swivel out more. Let's see if we can't get it to go. Oh. But it would go out more than this, but this cushion's in the way. And then this curtain right here can slide out. And I just want to make sure you guys know what. Okay, there we go. You do have these knobs right here. Tighten them when you travel so the TV doesn't swivel out. Like that. And then you have access to the back of your TV to put any plugs and whatnot in them. Alright, now we can go to the cab. So the radio in here, it's your cab radio, so you type that home. You have different zones. So this is also your main radio on the inside. So zone 1 is the cab. Zone 2 is the back. So if I turn it off, you can hear. Now it's playing back there. So you have radio. Just tap it, you can do your radio. Scan through your channels, push and hold to save presets, cycle your band, more settings. Sirius Xm, this doesn't have the receiver in it. Yep, no Sirius Xm antenna in it. You can add one if you'd like. Dual mirror, that's so you can like sync your phone up to a USB. You can have a USB drive in there. Listen to your music off of that. SD card, same thing, right here. Bluetooth your phone, so you can't Bluetooth your phone to this, so you can take phone calls and listen to your own Bluetooth music. Hit review camera. Now you can have it so the camera is always on rather than just always only on when you go in reverse, which is good when you're driving down the road. You can see people behind you and it definitely helps. If you tap mode here, you can also skip, go into the menu and hit the modes. AVN, ignore that. It's not usually set up for that. And then settings, you can change settings. Now, go a little bit, skip the radio for now because we're pretty much done with demonstrating the radio. It's pretty simple. Cab, basically like a Ford box truck. You got your lights. There was no automatic daytime running lights. Dimmer for your lights inside. Emergency start down here. Emergency start is if your chassis battery, which is the battery under the hood, were to start dying or be dead and you can't start your start it. If you hold emergency start, and then it'll use your house batteries to start it up. So you'd hold that emergency start as you're trying to start it. Presets, push and hold, not presets. I'm used to my car. Cruise control, and you can turn it on and off here, and then all your controls for cruise control right here. AC and climate control is very simple to use, just like any Ford box truck. USB outlet, not USB, 12-volt outlets right here. USB charger right here. HDMI. Now, a lot of the times, it's different, everything, but some of the times the HDMI here is hooked to the TV up there. So if you have a male on each end HDMI cord, you can plug like a DVD player here, and then usually sometimes they're hooked to the TV, and then you'll be able to have like a DVD player setting here and be able to watch like movies on the TV. Now, I could be wrong. If that doesn't work, that's no big deal. It just depends on how they wire it at the factory. You can swivel that TV out, and there's two or three more HDMI slots on the back of that TV that you can plug something in there and use. And you can even plug it in there to the back of there. And this is what I would rather do rather than having something messed over there. Plug it into the back of there. They got a hole up in the corner. You can run it in through here. Plug in your own dealy-wop. Actually, there is an HDMI in the back of there. Back of the TV. But it's just output, so there's no input. So this is your HDMI splitter, right? You have to get an input right here. So, see my input? So there is no input, so it's just wired to both TVs. So I'm wrong, you don't need to use that HDMI slot there. You get a DVD player, Blu-ray player, whatnot, hook it to the input on the back of this. You can see it back there. And then you can come over, and then it splits it into different things. So you can have one DVD, but play it on multiple TVs. So that's what that is. This over here turns into a bed. Take this, swivel it out of the way, push down. Now it's set up as a bed. If you saw down in there, you have a propane alarm. Right there. It is, let's see, propane and carbon monoxide alarm. That is hardwired to the 12-volt system. There's no batteries you have to worry about changing. No. Couch turns into a bed. Lift these up. pull it out. I'll put these back before we're done. And then you just lift up. Storage underneath, as well as access to the seat belts. Lift up, lay it flat, spot to sleep them. Over here, microwave works like a standard household microwave. Only going to work when you're plugged in or running off your generator. Cooktop, super simple. Fold the glass up and back. Tune it to the flame. Twist to light it. Good to go. Oven works a little bit differently. You tune that to the flame. Push and hold as you're pushing and holding that. Twist your sparker, and what you're looking for is the pilot down here to get lit. It does light off the sparker. Once it is lit, you can set it to your desired temperature. If you don't feel like relighting the pilot again, if you turn it off but leave it to the flame, it shuts the burners off, leaves the pilot on, but I definitely recommend turning the pilot off before you go to bed or anything like that. VCI outlets with some USB ports here. Fridge, super simple to use. You have on or off, auto or gas. Just recommend leaving on auto. Auto is going to default to 110. That's what it wants. You could also have it running off of 110 from your generator. But if your power to get unplugged while you're away and you don't realize it, it's going to automatically switch to running off of propane to save your food in there. And then unlike your normal fridge at home, these do take about 8 to 10 hours to get to operating temperature. But over here, smoke alarm. Uses your 9-volt batteries, so when they start giving the low voltage chirps, replace them batteries. Light switch for your hall light here. Right here, got your panel. You can read how full your propane is. Battery, fresh tank, black tank, gray tank. Then you can control your slides here. Water pump, water heater, gas and electric. You can do it both at once. If you are going to use electric, make sure there's water in it. You can start and stop your generator from here, so hold down stop. Light turns on, hold up start. I didn't hold it down long enough, but you get the idea. If you are running your generator and you have your AC on, turn your AC off, let it get, let's say you were switching from being plugged in to running off your generator and you had your AC on. You want to turn your AC off, let the AC get all the way turned off, turn off any major appliances that it's using 110 at the moment. Unplug the camper, turn it, then you can start your generator, let your generator get warmed up for a few minutes, then you'd be able to put your AC back on. You don't want to, as soon as you turn the generator on, try to give it a load because it's not good for it. You might trip the breaker. Then, thermostat right here, go with cool, change your temperature here. Fan, that's just going to run the fan off and then heat. And then you have fan modes, auto, low, and then on, low, high, auto, low, high. Definitely recommend just auto. Auto is going to allow it to cycle on and off at its set temperature. So if you have it set to 65, once it hits 65, it'll shut off. And then as it warms up in here, it'll kick itself back on to regulate the temperature. Spot over here. This turns into your bed. Lift the table up, pop the leg out. Table will rest here, and then you take these back cushions, lay them on the table for a spot to sleep on. Then you can lower this bunk, unclip these, right? Lower it down. There's a spot for a ladder. I do believe that ladder back there works for it too as well. When you're traveling up or down, it doesn't matter which way this bunk is. It does have a 250-pound capacity, and then you do also have a TV in here. Like I was saying, I believe that other HDMI goes to this TV. You know what? We can check so I know you guys know for sure. I like to make sure people know. At least the stuff that I can... Oh, there's a ladder for it. It's got its own little ladder. Is it TV unclip or nothing? Nope, it's just mounted to the wall. Looks like I see an HDMI cord right there. So, or coax. It doesn't look. Actually, it doesn't look like there's any. Now, no HDMI cord for this one. It does have a DVD player in there though, built into it. So I believe the HDMI is probably wired to back here. Let's go check right here. No. So it must go to that small TV in there. Apologize for that, folks. For any misinformation, you do have a door right here. So you can divide this bedroom from everything else. Just make sure you close it before you move the slide out in because it'll hurt. It might damage it. And then curtain, so you can have privacy when you're in here. Actually, I would recommend closing this. Now that I think about it, close this when you travel, just because it sticks out some, and you don't want it to hit anything. It doesn't stick out any further than this, so you should be fine. Actually, yeah. I apologize for being a little clustered. Close this when you travel because it does stick out, and you don't want it to maybe hit this when you're closing the slide out. Speaking of this, going to the bathroom. I hear a fan running. Fan. Turn it on and off here. And you got to open and close your lid here. Actually, I'm wrong. Don't turn it on and off here. Turn it on and off here. Here's your light switch for in here. Sink, very simple. Toilet, it's very simple. As long as you're pushing this pedal on the side, it's going to keep flushing. The nice thing about this toilet is it's porcelain. And then your shower. There you go. Super simple. And you got hot and cold just like you should in any other shower. Not a whole heck of a lot to go through here. You do have right here GFCI with the reset button. That's your main GFCI. That's the one you hit reset on if any of them were to trip. Breaker box right here. All your breakers for 120 volt appliances. All your fuses for your 12 volt right here. Definitely recommend buying a box of assorted fuses just in case. Outlet. USB port on that side. 12 volt outlet on the other end. And then I do think you do have another outlet over here. Lights above the bed. You just click them to turn on. And you do have light switch for in the bedroom right here. So you don't have to get out of bed to turn the lights off. Plenty of storage here. You do have a spot for another TV. You got coax outlet. Let's turn the light on. Coax outlet. And a power outlet. If you wanted to have a TV here, I've seen it. Drill a hole. You could drill a hole through here. Run all the cables through here and then mount it to this panel right here. Alright, that's pretty much it for the bedroom. That's pretty much it for the whole camper. There's just a few more things I want you to make sure you guys know where they are. All your remotes for your... You know what? The other splitter for that HDMI, how it has two outputs, the other one is going to the TV outside. Not to that little TV in there. So you have remotes for all your TVs. This will be for the inside and outside one. This one over there, that other weird shaped one, will be for that TV over there. Right here, you got a remote for your soundbar outside. And this is the remote right here for the radio up front. So there's that. And then there's one more thing I want you guys to know where it is, if I can find it. It should be. I bet you it's in here. Nope. In here? It's just your book of manuals. I want you guys to know where it is so you can. Oh, curtain right here. That's a curtain for privacy up front, and I'll show you how that gets routed. Well, we have to make sure we find your manuals. It'll get Velcroed from here all the way along these little Velcro tabs. And that'll create like a curtain to give you some privacy back here. Do a trash can in here. You guys should have a book of manuals somewhere around here. Huh. Should be around here somewhere. Maybe. Oh, you do have access to open this up right here. See, I know I missed something. Down in there is a big red valve. It's open now. Close that, and then you can fill your fresh tank, and then you have provisions for mineralization right there. That's the one thing I really wanted to make sure you guys knew about. Well, I'm gonna end the video right now, and in the description below of the video, I will tell you where I find the manuals. So I hope you guys found this video informative. Hope you guys enjoy using this camper a lot, and goodbye.